Fuck it.
We'll do it right. Fuck
Yeah.
Shut up. I don't think we're Nope, they're not. Hello, and welcome to Secular Views Shethinker, where secular girls geek out and justifiably rage about the week's news. I'm your host, Dory Mooneyham, joined by my co-host, Shayra Akers.
Hello.
And the Dirty Nerdy.
Hi.
This is our second attempt at recording this intro because apparently it wasn't going live. But tonight's topic is Sexy Mormon Jesus. We'll be talking to author and historian David Fitzgerald about the historicity of Jesus, Mormons, erotica, and more. We also have a new stupid sexist song, atheist Bible study class, and if we have time, we're introducing a new segment, You're Welcome, Hollywood. Shethinkers is sponsored by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/shethinkers. That's SHETHINKERS. They have over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Were you gonna sing the jingle this time?
I don't know.
I'll do it. Okay, how does it go? SHETHINKERS.
That's a drop.
I am not a songwriter.
Let's do the trolls.
Well, we're not gonna do them.
Well, not that kind of.
They're not good enough for that.
I don't know. I can't come up with a verb that we're gonna do to the trolls.
Fuck the trolls. I'm not doing them.
No, we're not gonna fuck the trolls. That
No,
was
the
point,
bad
right?
kind.
Okay.
the insulting kind. All right, so forget everything I just said. All right, our first troll is this University of Texas conservative students group held an affirmative action bake sale. And if that doesn't already sound terrible to you, listen to this description. They sold cookies or brownies or some shit.
They were probably terrible. Conservatives can't bake worth a shit.
I'm pretty sure they were baking it with the tears of all the
tears of Native Americans.
Yeah, the tears of Native Americans and other racial minorities that they oppress. Because they're conservatives, that's what they do. So, I think this recording is going better because I'm drunker.
Hey, we're live. Jason can see us now.
Yay! All right, so back to the racist fuckers.
These assholes.
They were selling brownies or some shit. White people apparently had to pay $2, and for each minority level down, I don't know how else to put that.
They ranked minorities, first of all.
They ranked the minorities, all right? And white people were on top. That is the worst part.
Because, you know.
But they gave a discount for you depending on what minority you are. So, like, if you're Asian, it was $1.50. If you're Latino, it was $1. If you're black, it was 75 cents. And if you're Native American, it was 25 cents.
And 25 cents off all women.
So, first of all, that sounds like they're selling women and getting a discount for the women that they're selling. And then
they're just not worth as much.
Dory, what was your idea if you had been there?
Oh man, like I'm 1/16th Native American. I would have been like, all right, I'm Native American and I'm a woman. I'm taking all your fucking brownies because apparently I get them for free.
I'm taking all your brownie points.
And then you throw them away.
Suck on that, conservatives.
No, what I would do is take all the brownies and then do a different affirmative action sale where everybody except for the students in that group got them for free.
You have to pay me $20 for a brownie.
Shit, I'd pay $20 just to support you.
Right? Conservatives have to pay $20 for brownies. Everyone else gets them for free.
Well, in their world, that's the reality.
Yep.
Yeah, white people are so oppressed, apparently. You know what?
Really.
Fuck it. I drink white people tears for breakfast.
Yep.
And I'm white.
Yep.
I drink my own fucking tears for breakfast. All right, they're assholes. Who's next?
Ted Cruz, again.
Oh, he's always an asshole.
Yep.
Is this gonna be like Pat Robertson? He's just gonna show up every week?
Every week.
We practically have Pat Robertson every week. I don't see why we can't have Ted Cruz every week.
He's
too.
not this week though.
Hey, can I just mention there is a blurb of Pat Robertson this week saying that if you tithe, that's the same as having, medical help. If you just tithe, you'll stay healthy.
If you give a church money, it's just like paying for health insurance.
Yeah, so just tithe instead
Whoa.
of getting insurance. And he told an old lady this who was sick. So.
At least, that's what always confuses me with Christians when I'm like, why do you have health insurance? Why do you have insurance, period? Isn't Jesus going to protect you from all the bad things if you're a good enough Christian or something?
David, what's your opinion on this?
Oh, are we going to try to make sense of what he's saying? That's hard.
That's hard.
That's what she said. I was just trying to make a "that's what she said" joke on you.
So, the Ted Cruz story, he's still getting in shit.
Man.
He's still getting in trouble over his faux-buster from last week. I love calling it a faux-buster,
Well,
by the way.
it was they just let a conservative speak for 21 hours straight.
Except he got to take breaks. He got to
No,
go to the
no,
bathroom.
let me
He
finish.
got to sit
read
down.
Dr. Seuss.
Let me finish. You let a conservative speak for 21 hours, they're going to be apologizing for like 20 years or some shit, okay? Because conservatives, well, at least this one. Fuck it, I'll go with my first generalizing comment. Conservatives are dumb.
Oh, boo,
they say terrible shit.
generalization.
Come at me, bro.
Well, all of the popular ones say terrible shit.
I will definitely concur with that one.
There you go. I'm eating a cookie now.
So, basically, Ted Cruz thought that his faux-buster was so heroic that it was comparable to the Bataan Death March. And
I
guess
am Sam.
guess
Sam
who
I
guess
am.
who he had to apologize to this week?
Could it be survivors of the Bataan Death March?
Ding ding ding, Dirty Nerdy gets the prize.
Yay! What do I win?
That gift bag.
We'll talk about the gift bag later.
Okay.
Yeah, what's in your bag?
It's not like that.
Oh.
Alright.
But the best part about this story is just the picture of Ted Cruz with two very pissed off looking World War II vets and a very sheepish, oh my god, I can't believe I'm in so much trouble over this. Ted Cruz.
In this picture, he kind of looks like a mafia boss from like the movies or something, Trying to like.
But a really sad mafia boss.
Yeah, like a really sad mafia boss.
The saddest mafioso.
And what's brilliant is the only reason these guys got an apology, I guarantee it, is because they brought a camera and set it down in front of him and said, "You're going to apologize to us right now."
I wish the family of Dr. Seuss would do it. Too. Like, you did not understand the moral of the story of green eggs and
green
ham.
eggs and ham.
So you must apologize for that bullshit.
The moral of the story is you probably shouldn't eat green food because it might make you sick.
Well, isn't the whole moral of green eggs and ham is you should try new things and see if they work for you?
Yep.
So doesn't that kind of go against the whole rage quitting because of Obamacare thing?
You want to hear a funny story from my childhood?
Okay.
Always?
Uncle David. So when I was a kid, and well, even now, actually, I was a really picky eater, and I just like would not eat shit if it looked gross.
Same.
Same. And in kindergarten, we read Green Eggs and Ham. And to illustrate the story, our teacher made green eggs and ham.
You're like, I'm not eating that shit.
I refused to eat it. And even after all the other kids were like, but Dirty Nerdy. Because that was my name in kindergarten, too.
Your parents just gave you an unusual name. So.
No, it was my nickname.
Oh, okay.
Like,
It's a family name.
I like.
It's a family name.
It's a traditional Gaelic name, okay? Don't make fun of that shit. Good. Anyways, they were like, but Dirty Nerdy, it's just food dye. It doesn't actually change the flavor. And I was like, nuh-uh, I ain't trying that shit. And then they just like kept talking about it.
Little kindergartner.
I was. And then they kept talking about it, and it made me hungry, so then I tried it. And I told them that I still didn't like it, but I ate all of it. I was a foul-mouthed little liar.
You're a stubborn, lying, foul-mouthed, dirty
Kindergartner.
nerdy.
I was.
Scary 5-year-old.
I think I was 6 at this point, actually. Alright, so Ted Cruz is also a troll Who's next?
Our
He's
next-
a troll that looks like a sad mafioso.
Our next troll.
Don't they all?
Our next troll is Californian transphobes trying to revoke the new bathroom equality laws.
Bathroom equality law sounds hilarious.
I know.
Can't we just go to Europe-style bathrooms where it doesn't matter what your genitals
That's what
are
drives
like?
me crazy with this shit is we're like one of the only countries that has completely gender segregated bathrooms.
You know
If we're
what's
unaware of it.
You know what's really weird? When they have like gender segregated bathrooms and it's
and they're single
stall.
stalls.
Yeah.
I'm like, why the hell is this even gender segregated?
You know what I noticed? You complete my sentences a lot.
Your sandwiches?
My sentences. But you could also complete my sandwiches.
You complete
me.
No, but here's
Oh,
the
I
weird
found more
thing.
cookie.
If you go to a mall, if you go to museums, if you go to zoos, you'll notice that there are the gender segregated bathrooms, and you'll notice there's this fun little happy bathroom that's popped up in American
The family
culture.
bathroom.
That's totally okay. It's the family bathroom where it's totally fine for men, women, and children to all go to the bathroom in the same place.
That's because they realized how stupid it is because they get like single moms or single dads
It was uncomfortable having gender
having to
segregation.
choose which bathroom to take their opposite sex child to.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically it would be much easier if we just eliminated this.
I have no problem with that. You know, they could just eliminate those weird troughs that men pee into. David, can you explain that? to
Hey,
me?
wait a second. We need those troughs.
Why?
Why?
I pee in
That's
a toilet.
in case of
Oh wait.
drunken pee.
Maybe that's what the camaraderie is about that they're talking
Oh,
about in the
they
article.
need their
Camaraderie.
troughs.
Yeah, no. When you're when you've been drinking heavily, there's nothing better than a trough urinal.
But
Well,
I don't get a trough urinal.
As
Why
long as you
don't I
don't
get a
fall
trough
into it.
urinal?
I'm gonna say, then do we get a hole to squat over? Like, what's the
Yeah.
equivalent of a trough?
Well, it's
I'm not
easier
sure
for me to
about
squat
Actually,
than.
If you go
Yeah.
to some countries over in the east, that's what you do. Is
that. Hole in the ground.
Hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Is it healthy that I'm drinking Red Bull
No.
and drinking a?
That's bad. That's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing it.
Dirty Nerdy is double fisting a Red Bull and spiked Kool-Aid.
I'm not sleeping tonight, bitches.
Or you're gonna sleep really hard.
Shayra and I had Kahlua
Kahlua and coffee.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what we had to get us
so,
awake.
A really strong coffee.
So I don't even want to read their stupid arguments.
Oh, I was gonna read it in
All
a
right.
weird voice.
Go ahead.
In a
Well,
weird voice.
Now I've
Do
talked
it in
it
your
up.
stupid conservative voice.
Oh, I can't do. All right. No, I can't do a weird voice.
Talk like this.
Well, separating the sexes in these facilities allows for distinct physical accommodations proper to the needs of men and women.
So
It's-
troughs and holes to
So
squat.
troughs and
over.
holes.
No.
Which
That's what I'm gonna start calling
which-
men and women now. Is troughs and holes.
isn't a trough just like a bigger hole?
It's just it's a long hole instead of a round
tall
one.
hole.
It's a long hole. That's right.
Or a wide
No,
hole.
we're
I
not
don't know.
even.
We're not into the erotica yet. Calm
We're
down.
not even. We're not even at the best part, all right? But more importantly, get this. This is the more important part.
Yep.
It allows for camaraderie among those who share the whole life experience of manhood or womanhood among those who are the same.
Am I the only one who sees that it almost sounds like innuendo for gay sex?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's
we know what
totally
you're talking
what
about.
it is.
I have had gay sex in a club bathroom before.
Yeah, that's
Just
actually
so
the great.
it's just out there now.
I-
Everyone knows.
That's what
I've
bathrooms are.
shared
Every
the whole life
Republican senator.
experience of womanhood
What?
before among those who are the same.
David was saying something. What, David?
I said you and every Republican senator.
I think she was a Republican senator because she didn't call me back. Oh, whatever. I got to have sex.
I just
Doesn't
had
matter, I had
sex.
sex.
Oh my god.
We are better when we're drunk.
Guys, from now on, we're delaying the podcast time so we can get drunker.
So bad.
Apparently, here's the next ridiculous quote because camaraderie in bathrooms was not
Was
bad
not
enough.
bad enough.
Personal facilities are sex segregated in order to reduce their sexual nature. Because bathrooms are so sexual.
Well, you did
So
just admit that
Shut up!
bathrooms are sexual.
Well,
I was at basically a gay bar.
okay, so
Those are always sexual.
basically a gay bar.
Well, it was the church. Usually it's a gay bar. Sort
The
of.
church is usually a gay bar.
Well, not an actual gay
There's-
bar, but lots of gay people
Just
go
to
there.
clarify for non-Dallas people, there's a
No,
club.
it's a church. I'm going with that.
well,
Go to church. Go to church. Isn't that like a euphemism for having sex?
It is now.
No, I believe it is.
I thought it was like go to town, or I guess go to church.
All right,
too.
Well,
so
it's in a
no
rap
one's
song.
confused. The church is a club in Dallas.
It's a goth
basically.
club, isn't it?
It's a goth club.
It's probably like the opposite of church.
That's how you know it's
Irony.
hardcore goth, is because it's called the church, man, but it's
All
not
right.
like church.
We've been talking about transphobes.
Blow your minds. Yeah.
We've been talking about transphobes for too long. So, who do we want as the troll of the week? David, you vote first.
Oh gosh, they're all so good. Wait,
We're bad.
we didn't do Pat Robertson, right?
No, that was just an extra. Because he's always on the list.
Yeah, you can vote for him if you want, because he's always a troll, but he's not technically.
It gets boring if he always wins.
Racist douchebags or Republican douchebags
Or
or
transphobe douchebags.
Oh, they're all so good. Well, just in honor of the shutdown, I'm gonna have to go with Ted and Republican douchebaggery.
All right.
The sad mafioso.
So, though I want to give a bonus douchebag to that Republican senator who said, "Oh no, I can't give up my paycheck."
Oh,
Oh
God.
my, man, we could just do like a whole episode on the shutdown and the trolls.
I
like,
know who I'm gonna pick for the troll.
All right, who are you gonna pick?
All of the Congress. Like,
Yes.
every single one of the Congress people. Like, all of them.
or at least the Republican Congress
At least
people.
them.
Yes. Who are all getting paid. We're getting paid for
They're
this.
getting
whole
paid to
awful-
not work.
Well, it's not even that.
I
that
thought they were
complaint-
against welfare,
The
right?
thing that bothers me the most about their complaining is that now they're actually protesting their own shutdown. They're
Thank
Right?
you.
They're all like, "Hey, we want people to be able to go to that monument. Hey, we want people to be able to, get health care for kids who have cancer, but we're gonna protest our own shutdown." Like, what?
You're
the
like,
hell?
you know how you can make that happen? Stop the fucking shutdown already.
Thank you.
So,
Oh, Daily Show was going nuts on that today.
Oh, we have.
Really?
Don't worry, Jon Stewart is a boss of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. I haven't looked, so that's good to know.
Yep.
So speaking
I
of
haven't
monuments,
seen today's show though.
okay, I haven't either. Speaking of monuments, Shara mentioned monuments at one point during her rant.
Yeah.
The other Texas senator
Uh-oh.
was almost a troll of the week because he had the fucking nerve to admonish a park ranger
Oh yes, I saw that.
who works at the
Oh.
World War II memorial and insists that she apologize for the memorial being shut down.
It's her fault.
I'm gonna say we'll bring her up because that's another
And-
boss of the week.
Oh, is
Oh.
she?
Yeah, well, the World War II vets.
Oh,
thing.
right. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, Dory, who's your troll of the week?
I gotta go with the transphobes.
Yeah.
Because,
Solidarity.
yeah, solidarity, man.
Solidarity.
Trans power.
Camaraderie.
Yep.
Camaraderie is important in
But
bathrooms.
if you're fighting for trans solidarity, then what about the cis people?
Fuck the cis people.
I'm kidding.
such a hateful person.
How dare
And when I say
you?
fuck the cis people, I mean I do. Regularly.
So just so we're counting, right now you're fucking 2 cis people.
Yes.
Okay. You dirty bi whore.
Yep. I'm a bi slut.
Alright, I guess it's up to me. So there's a California transphobes vote, there's a Ted Cruz vote, and what was yours?
Just Congress. in
All of
general.
Just
Congress?
Congress.
Alright, to confuse things more, I'm gonna go with the racist assholes.
Oh, there's no troll of the week.
So much
No
douchery
trolls.
in little time.
Well, Ted Cruz is part of Congress.
Oh, so I'm guessing.
I think we should just make all of Congress the troll of the week.
Alright, all of Congress. You ready, Crazy Eyes? Let's do this
Let's
shit.
see. Yep.
Are we
Let's-
ready?
Let's sick Crazy Eyes on Congress.
I will cut you! I will cut you! Don't make me cut you! You know where the
Hell yeah.
Thanks, crazy eyes.
Dory knows that drop so well
I
now. She
do.
like talks
I
along
like
with
talk
it.
like her while we're doing it.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So positive stuff. Bosses of the week. You ready for this?
Positivity.
First up is John fucking Stewart.
Woo!
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna skip to some of the best parts of this clip. But Jon Stewart tears a new asshole not just into Congress, but into the news coverage of the shutdown,
Yeah.
making it out to be like some kind of game of, I don't know, like
They said
who's
it was
gonna
a game
blink
of chicken.
who's gonna blink first. It's a game of chicken, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm just here. It's awesome. I'm gonna play it. There's fucking ads on here. Fuck you, Hulu.
Hulu.
You should have Google like AdBlock Plus on that on Firefox.
Are you teaching people how to cheat?
It's not
It's
cheating.
my computer. I have
Oh.
AdBlock Plus.
All right, here he is.
Here we go.
All right.
Fucking commercials. Man, do we have a show for tonight. Our guest tonight is going to be talking about a book. I have not been this excited about a book in God knows how long. I mean, you know half the crap.
This isn't
that I
about
read on this
Obamacare or
show.
the shutdown.
But this book,
It's gonna take a
the
while.
author is not
muted?
David Mitchell. David Mitchell, who wrote Cloud Atlas, is going to be on here from an actual congressman.
Oh, this is. Have they pulled the clip?
They might have.
They might have pulled the whole clip.
Ah, boo. My favorite part about it is when he's talking about it, and they're like, well, they won't even compromise with us.
Yeah.
And Jon Stewart just goes, it's a fucking law!
I think you did a pretty good reenactment of that.
I think he sounded a lot like Jon Stewart there.
That's
Are you
what
sure
he
you're not
sounds
from
like.
New Jersey?
Well, I am raised by a woman from Brooklyn, so.
Close
Guys,
enough.
I'm dangerously low on liquor here.
Uh-oh.
Damn, I'm getting close too.
Well, I just want to say my favorite thing about this clip is the fact that he pointed out some really funny things about this. First of all, he pointed out that there was some clocks counting down when the shutdown happened. Then there was counting
Like-
up for when the
Like it's fucking New Year's Eve or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
What the hell?
And that was hilarious. That was a hilarious comparison.
Yeah, it was called Rockin' Government Shutdown Eve, was the segment.
Well,
So
he was
funny.
making fun of all the news media that actually was treating it like it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Ah, this is why I decided to switch majors, guys. I was a journalism major for a while, and I was like, fuck this bullshit.
You're like, I can't work for these
No.
people.
I can work for Shayra.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you get to drink here and
Yeah. Well, you know, most journalists, they're probably drinking.
probably.
Not
But it's
officially
okay.
on the job, though.
Yeah, we all
No,
drink the
no.
same drink. It's kind of fun.
They are.
We have cookies and punch with vodka in it. This is the place to
if you
work.
provide punch and pie, they'll come. You know?
More
I
people will
prefer
come if we
vodka
tell
and
them we have
cookies.
punch and pie.
That's the quote I was looking for. All right, so Jon Stewart's awesome. Who next? Who's next? That's awesome.
Who next? Who next? Next up is the World War II vets who stormed the National
Yeah.
Mall.
That was brilliant.
Dude, I would have paid to be there.
Right?
At that point to see
Yeah.
that.
Oh shit.
Chris is
Oh.
amazing. He heard me say that I was dangerously low on alcohol, and he made
brought
me a
us
drink.
alcohol.
No. It was
Oh.
magic. You prayed for it. To the
I-
flying spaghetti monster.
I
and it
prayed
appeared.
to the gods of Dory's apartment that I would get more liquor. No, Daniel, not the landlord.
So yeah, those guys are awesome. They're awesome on two fronts because they actually went after Cruz and they went after.
I'm gonna say
World.
World War II vets were just kicking some ass this week,
Yeah,
basically.
they're like, fuck you, we're old. We're gonna do this.
We're
shit.
too old to give a fuck anymore.
We're not even gonna bother trying to get along with you people.
They got nothing to lose.
Mhm.
But yeah, apparently there was I wanna get it right.
All right, go ahead.
There was a group of World War
I'm
II
sorry I
vets.
distracted you.
Say
With my boobs.
Burbs. It was the Mississippi Gulf Coast Honor Flight was going to the National Mall when the government shutdown happened. So they just pushed the fucking barricades out of the way and went to the monument anyway.
If a bunch of old World War II veterans can push aside your barricades, then I'm gonna say your barricade would not survive a zombie apocalypse or anything like that.
But they were trying, I think it was Sarah Palin was trying to blame Barack Obama for the barricades and was calling them
Oh no, it was Bachmann.
barricades. Was it Bachmann?
I don't know.
Barricades.
Neither of them are relevant anymore.
Right?
So ridiculous.
What was the Nancy Pelosi quote? Who cares? That is my favorite response to anything.
Did she say that this time, or was
No,
that another time?
that was another time.
Well, it's
when
all
they were
those things that
quoting.
could be a drop.
This was another time when they were quoting Bachmann at Nancy Pelosi, and they're like, "What do you think about this and this opinion of Bachmann's?" And she said, "Who cares?" I love Pelosi.
She's getting to the point where she doesn't need to care too.
I'm gonna
She's
say
along the
she
lines
just
of World
doesn't
War
give
II
a fuck
veterans.
anymore.
Whatever.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
I think that's what life is all about, is getting to the point where you just give zero fucks about what other people think of you.
Yep.
I'm
starting to
almost
get that
there. Just give me like 2 more drinks and I'll be there.
Right?
You hear that, Chris?
I'm dangerously low on alcohol. See
Me
if that's
too,
the
me
prayer.
too.
That's the prayer.
Chris, you have to go to San Francisco and give David alcohol.
That.
That.
Okay, our next boss, unfortunately the link's not working, so we'll just briefly say it. Council of Europe has adopted a resolution on intersex children. Basically, here's a crazy concept. They're not going to alter genitals of infants until they're old enough to consent to altering their genitals.
Nice.
Yay! Does this count for all versions of circumcision as well?
We can only hope.
I would
Oh,
hope.
wouldn't
It
that
probably
be nice?
not, though.
God damn it.
Because freeze peach or something.
I mean-
Freeze peach.
I mean, glob damn it. I'm
Flying
switching-
spaghetti monster, damn it.
No, I'm using all Adventure Time based blasphemy
Expletives?
now. Yeah, expletives and blasphemy.
Chris thought that was really funny, apparently.
Either that or something else funny happened.
I don't know.
Our
Too many
final
things are happening right
our
now.
final candidate for boss of the week is Wendy fucking Davis.
Woo!
I'm super jealous you guys got to go see her yesterday, but you
I'm
should
like-
talk about it.
Super jealous.
I have to say this.
I don't know my list.
I don't know either.
It was really tough for me because number one, when we went there, we needed our Amy, and our Amy, she wasn't there. Oh, sorry, our dirty nerdy wasn't there, and so we
No,
were looking
you're
for
talking
her.
about a different person, and so they called me.
I meant Amor because you're my love.
No one will ever
We were
track
looking-
me down
we were
now.
looking everywhere, but she got there right when Wendy was about to talk.
Yeah, I got super lost in Haltom City, which is weird because I fucking lived there like till I was 13 or something.
But
I don't know.
the thing that she missed all the nationalism and the invocations.
Yay! I hate that stuff.
I'm gonna say that's the shit you
Yeah.
have to deal with every politician.
I know, but this one was really weird. Like, this guy was up there talking about, you have to join the army to fight this, and he was talking about how, God gave this gift of Wendy Davis.
Wait, the army fights abortion laws? I'd be all for that shit.
I'm gonna say if the army wants to fight anti-choice people, I'm cool with that.
But here's the thing, like, that's not what we're doing. We're telling people our ideas, and we're sharing our ideas, and we're saying that your ideas are imposing on others. We're not getting an army all riled up, and that kind of talk generally comes with a lot of religious discussions, and I really dislike that kind of talk. That's the kind of stuff that a lot of fundamentalists will use to try to do the us versus them kind of stuff. And I get that works in politics, but it just sat wrong with me, and so that was uncomfortable. But then Wendy came up, and she told some really awesome stories about how she was a single mom at 19 and managed to get through law school and join the city council and make it to where she is now. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
And I like how anti-choicers try to use her as an example of why we shouldn't have abortion. They're like, look, she's fine. She, did something.
She's the exception to the rule.
Yeah, and
even
she will tell
said
you
that.
she's the exception to the rule.
And on a completely related note, I just want to let everyone out there know, my Red Bull's a little warm, and it kind of burns my tongue. I really love a glass of ice. But then on another more related note, I got to meet Wendy Davis last night, yo.
Man,
I don't know why I said yo. I'm sorry I said that. I can't pull that off.
I don't think I could ever
what
forgive
happened
it.
was Dirty Nerdy and I went to the after party, which was
Woo!
pretty much a bunch of older white Texans that
Oh, God.
that were actually Democrats, though, wearing feminist shirts and stuff like that.
It was so white.
It was
It's
very
ridiculous.
white.
So was the band and all of the music.
Everything was just, it was white land. The food was white, the drinks were white.
White land is the worst place ever.
I know. I tried to dance and, like, make it less white, but then people just looked at me funny, so I drank more. So then, by the time...
you danced again, right?
I danced again. And then by the time that Wendy Davis, like, came out and was like, woo, cheer, and we all cheered, and then she went outside to the patio thing, and we went outside to meet her. I got to take a picture with her, and I was so drunk that I was worried that I would, like, say something stupid or throw up on her shoes or some shit. So Shayra had me rehearse the line, "It's an honor to meet you," like 20 times.
And the way that I helped her, because she got really loud with the alcohol,
Oh,
I was
God.
like, there's a sleeping baby in the room, and you have to be quiet for the sleeping baby. And she was like, okay, I think I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. I'm like, shh, the sleeping baby. We need to be quiet for the sleeping baby.
And so I was like, "It's an honor to meet you. We have to be quiet for the sleeping baby."
Wendy
No.
Davis was confused.
No, I didn't say that to
I
her.
know, I'm just
What?
joking.
Shut up.
As far as you remember.
No, I didn't. I wasn't that
No.
drunk. No, I did a good job. I was like, "It's an honor to meet you," and then I showed her my awesome fucking tattoo that I got when I went to see her speak at the second rally. So that was cool.
Yep.
Anyways.
All right, so those are our
who's the
bosses.
boss?
John Stewart, World War II vets, the Council of Europe, or Wendy Davis.
David, you choose first.
Gotta be Wendy.
Wendy.
All right.
Next governor of Texas. Next
Oh,
president of the
yes.
United States.
Woo! And she is gorgeous.
Science willing.
Just so y'all know, she is really, really, really beautiful. I've seen her on TV and stuff, and, I thought, oh, they're just making fun of her about being a Barbie, and she's just absolutely gorgeous in person.
Well, if they weren't making fun of her for being a Barbie, they'd make fun of her for being masculine. You
I
can't
know.
fucking
Yeah.
win as a women
Well,
politician.
that's the funny thing. Conservatives are constantly attacking women on the Democrat side for looking butch, and then when one of them is pretty, they're like, look at the Barbie. It's
Yeah.
like, which one do you want? You're just gonna
Like-
attack anything.
You're never going to hear that about a male politician.
No,
He
you're not.
looks like a Barbie.
You're not gonna hear that
The
about
closest we ever got was, who was it during the 2012 nominations for Republicans when they were making fun of, like, so-and-so for having an
Oh.
expensive haircut or something.
Oh, God.
Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
as...
Rick
that's,
Perry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Rick Perry.
Yeah, it was Rick Perry, and they were like, "Oh, Mr. $200 haircut or whatever." That was
Well-
the close. That's the closest you get on the male side.
Here's the thing. I think that was part of the national media just picking up on a Texas inside joke, because that's been a joke among Texas, political insiders for years. He's Governor Goodhair, because that's
Right.
all he's fucking good at.
Ah.
Is his hair. Oh, come at me, bro. Come on, Perry. What
Come
you gonna
at
do
me with
about it?
science
I
or
think-
hair.
I think for me the boss is gonna
Don't
be
come at
Wendy
me
too,
with your
though.
hair.
I think my boss is Wendy too, though, because that
Wendy's
was
your
really
boss?
awesome. Yeah, that was really awesome meeting her in person, and
All right, Dory, who's your boss?
Yeah, I'll go with Wendy. Let's make her the boss.
Yeah.
Well, I get my vote. My vote counts.
okay.
World War II vets,
All right.
because they're awesome.
Because they were a boss during the Troll of the Week section.
They were.
Yeah.
Because we mentioned them then, too. That's how awesome they were. And also because I'm a contrarian.
Basically.
All right.
All right. Hooray, Wendy Davis.
What does she get?
I don't know. She gets a commercial. I'm drunk.
Here's your commercial, Wendy Davis.
Audible.com is offering a free 30-day trial for you, the listeners of Shethinkers. To check out their service and download a free book of your choice, go to www.audibletrial.com/Shethinkers. This week, we personally recommend any of David Fitzgerald's books, including Nailed and The Heretic's Guide to Mormons. To download your free audiobook today, go to www.audibletrial.com/shethinkers. Again, that's audibletrial.com/shethinkers for any free audiobook of your choice. And we're back.
Alright, so I have something I want to say because I just saw it on Facebook and I almost cried when I saw it. I want to thank Daniel Moran, aka the Barking Atheist, for being fucking amazing.
Woo-hoo.
This is the status I just saw. I don't know how long ago he posted it. Oh, 51 minutes ago, but I just now saw it. It says, and I quote, oh god, I'm about to cry. If I have ever said that religion is a mental illness, I apologize to anyone I may have hurt with those words. Not the religious. I mean people with actual mental illnesses. Religion is not a mental illness. Mental illness is a serious issue that people, including myself, deal with on a daily basis that should not be trivialized in such a manner. I'm sorry. Daniel, I fucking love you.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm seriously about to cry here. That's amazing. I don't know if we've talked about this on the show yet or on the site at all. We probably should. But I cannot stand it when people compare religion or anything that's not mental illness to mental illness. Because it's fucking not. And on that note, I got this amazing gift from Dory tonight. Where'd the card go? It was, this is your In Case of Depression kit. It's full of awesome stuff just like you. And I'm going to open it on the air so y'all get my, full reaction here. Okay. Alright, the first thing I got in it was an Adventure Time Mad Libs. I love it so much. I will use this. And then, alright, what's next? That's the envelope for the card. Opening the gift. Oh my god, it's sour candies. And fish candies? Is this like a Jesus
It's
thing?
just rainbow.
It's gay bacon and sour candies.
It's gay bacon and sour candies. Cause tomorrow is Pride. Oh my god.
Yep.
I love candy and gay things. Thin Mints!
Because she's a good Girl Scout and she's never prepared.
Never a Boy Scout, though.
I've never. Boy Scouts can't eat gay bacon.
Nope.
Or
Thin
that's
Mints.
Rob.
Alright, there's one more thing in here. What? Oh my god!
What is it? What is it?
Oh my god! It's Adventure Time with Weezer Killers in Owl City eating cake. I'm so happy right now. It's a CD, and I'm guessing it has Weezer, the Killers, in Owl City, and
They're eating
Adventure
cake?
Time quotes. I don't know.
I'm gonna say here, bam.
Alright. Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
Yay.
This is my In Case of Depression kit, and it will be put to great use.
I'm sure.
Aww. Okay. Well, now that I'm almost in tears because of Daniel being awesome and Dory and Chris being awesome, what's our next segment, guys?
It's the stupid sexist song.
Oh no, you're gonna need your
I'm
kit.
gonna need my Thin Mints for this.
So
Can I just do Mad Libs instead of commenting on this song? I'll just do a Mad Lib.
I mean, I think this may be the worst one we've done yet. I know this is only our third stupid sexist song, but this is pretty terrible. I'm just gonna start us off.
Alright.
All right, here it goes.
get you pregnant. You make me wanna get you.
Already, the first line.
Pregnancy is terrifying to me.
Right? How is this supposed to be a romantic song?
I don't know.
I want to give you a parasite that you have to carry for 9 months.
Oh, I loved being pregnant, but I will say this: that is a really creepy thing to say to somebody.
I'm gonna drink more.
And it, what are you?
What are you doing?
What?
I thought I was clicking on the lyrics and it was a YouTube video.
Pregnant. Lay your body down and get you pregnant. Pregnant.
Can you get me abortion too?
So, the next line is, usually I leave the club with a girl who has a man. It just gets worse and worse.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
And take her to a hotel for just a one night stand. See, I'm a player, so I ain't trying to take her on no dates. But much like my Patron, man, I'm just trying to take it straight.
Oh my God.
I told you, this is like the worst one we've done.
So wait a minute. He's getting her pregnant and it's a one night stand, so no condom?
Oh
And-
no, see, normally he just takes girls home for a one night stand.
But
Apparently
he really
this
likes
girl is
this
special,
girl.
so he wants
This
to
is
knock
a
her up
beautiful
while
thing.
having a one night stand, I guess.
Yeah.
So also get herpes?
Ooh.
I'm just putting that out there.
Yep.
Responsibility.
I need
Oh
a
my
pen.
gosh, look, magic.
I need to do
Alcohol magically appeared.
some Mad Libs to make myself feel better. about
Bunch of
this.
magical things appeared.
Right?
But I'm missing a pencil or pen.
Until I met this girl in the club with an unbelievable booty. The sweetest girl in the world.
No, you cannot. You cannot decide who the mother of your child will be by what her booty looks like.
Can't you?
No.
Can't you?
No, Daniel, because it doesn't come out your booty, okay? Ah. All right, keep going.
Cutie. I ain't seen nothing like her around here in a while. And if I had a girl, she'd be the one to bear my child. Telling myself I'm a player, so I keep trying to shake it off. But I keep seeing this big old house with a picket fence and a dog. Never felt nothing like this. She's more than a mistress. I'm about to handle my business. Then put that girl in my kitchen.
Hang on. You just talked over the worst line. I have
What
to.
was it?
Okay, hang on. Here it comes.
Like this, she's more than a mistress. I'm out to handle my business. Then put that girl in my kitchen.
What?
Yeah.
Put that
Did he
girl
just
in
tell
my
her
kitchen.
to make a sandwich?
Wait,
He's
David
he's
said
gonna
something.
put that girl in his kitchen by knocking her up.
David said something.
That was it. I was just repeating those immortal lyrics.
I really hope that, like, this was just an incredibly ironic song or something.
It's R. Kelly. What should you expect?
So there's no
least
chance
he's-
this was just a parody of it all? He
At
was-
least he's not singing about pissing on her, I suppose.
Ugh.
But then again, you can wash piss off.
All right,
True.
keep going. I'm filling out my R. Kelly sexist song Mad Libs, okay?
Girl, you make me wanna get you pregnant. That's what I told her. You make me wanna get you pregnant. Ooh, lay your body down and get you pregnant. Knock you up. Knock you up.
All the pretty ladies, please line up right next to me. How'd you like to go on a little trip with your boy Tyrese?
So this is a different singer.
Okay, here's the thing. I love Tyrese. He is so freaking hot, and he's done all these different modeling spreads where he's been on my wall. Let's just put it that way. His posters have been on my wall. This is a beautiful, beautiful man.
That's a euphemism.
And then I heard this, and guess what happened?
All right, I'm halfway through with my R. Kelly sexist song Mad Libs. Let's keep going.
Raise your hand if you want me to fulfill your fantasies. I can have you co-starring in one of my movies. Tell me what your name is.
Really? He's gonna bribe her with a crappy role in a movie? Because I've never really seen him in a movie.
Right? Isn't he a singer? What the hell kind of movie is he gonna be
They're
in?
not saying any adverbs.
He was
I can make
a model. Then he sang a couple songs, and I did not even know he was in movies. So
I'll just make up an ad lib then.
Some sexist adverb or something.
Adverb. That's what I meant to say. All right.
Make it famous. We can pop champagne and get right down to sex.
I'm changing the word pop to sexing.
Sexing.
I just wanna put some in you, and I could tell that you wanted to.
I hope the way that you can tell that she wants it is that she enthusiastically consented to wanting it.
I don't know. If this guy is as hot as Cher said, I might enthusiastically consent to
he's really
him
hot.
getting me pregnant.
I don't know if you would
I
consent to that.
I won't, because that terrifies me. There's only one person in the world that I would get pregnant for, and it's not these guys.
I say that shit terrifies me, and it can't even happen to me. I have nightmares about getting pregnant, and it is physically impossible for it to happen to me.
You've told me about those nightmares. I'm gonna use nightmare as a noun. They just keep repeating the word pregnant.
Right.
You may anything. So come on, ladies, let's get up out of this club. Hell's dreaming, Reese's after party. Come on, fuck with us.
He's definitely having an orgy with a bunch of women
And men.
and men that he's taken back from the club, and he's getting them all pregnant.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just using pregnant as an adjective because they're not using any adjectives. All right, keep going.
Pregnant is now an adjective. I
I wanna
suppose it
get
is.
you pregnant. You make me wanna get you pregnant. Lay your body down and get you pregnant. Pregnant. Ooh, this song has got me hungry, baby, baby. So tell me that you want me, baby, baby. And girl,
Just so you know, this is Mr. Blurred Lines himself joining in with R. Kelly.
Oh, of course you would. Well, my Mad Lib is over. Is the song over?
Oh
Not
no,
yet.
we're only halfway through.
We got blurred lines singing now.
Oh God. Okay.
You might want to do another Mad Lib.
No, I don't want to waste my
Okay.
depression stuff all on stupid sexist things.
All right.
I love you till the sun shines. And girl, I promise I will make you
Is
mine.
sunshine a euphemism for when he pushes your goddamn baby out of his vagina? Is
Well,
that
I
what
like
that
how
is?
he calls her baby in a song about pregnancy. Like,
I want to get this baby pregnant.
with a baby.
It's so creepy.
We've already talked about how much I hate that, so okay.
And I don't see nothing wrong with having a kid.
Of course, he doesn't see anything wrong with having a kid.
'Cause all he
He
said
doesn't
is
have
give
to
a couple
birth the
bucks.
fucking thing.
You can get me pregnant as long as you pay for the abortion, dude. You know. If that's your goal, is to get me pregnant, and you won't stop at that, at least pay for the abortion.
You know, I'm gonna be the contrarian here. Maybe they're just talking about our instincts that we've evolved into. Like, pretty much when you find somebody sexually attractive and want to have sex with them, that is really what's the underlying thing that's going on inside
But
of you, is to
how-
get somebody pregnant.
How do you explain the put that girl in my kitchen line?
That's just dudes being assholes.
I think the whole song is dudes being assholes. I'm gonna throw this out here and say that when I have sex with girls, it's not because I want to get them pregnant.
Right?
I think it's more of a euphemism for not wear a condom.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I think that he would prefer to have condomless sex and deal with major consequences.
Well, he doesn't
In the
have to deal with
future.
the major consequences.
If he gets herpes, he does.
David, are you married, right?
I'm not married at the moment.
Oh,
No.
I thought you were.
I'm in a committed relationship.
Okay, well, you're in a committed relationship. When you want to have sex without a condom, do you use the euphemism "get you pregnant"?
All the time, and I say, get in the kitchen.
To be fair, Chris and I call it making babies.
Oh.
But that's just because we can't make babies, so it's okay.
It's a good one. Oh, man. Okay.
My two euphemisms for sex are making babies and fucking brains out. Those are the
What about-
two go
Well,
together.
fucking brains out isn't a euphemism.
No, it's not.
I thought it was watching Star Trek.
No, it's want to watch Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, that's what it is. deep.
Daniel's
It's
laughing. He's like, I know that one.
Yep.
It's Deep Space 9 inches. Oh.
So, Chris and I, when we started having sex, we also started watching Deep Space Nine. And inevitably, his mom would always call, like, while we were fucking. And
Why
so
do you answer the phone?
we didn't.
Yeah.
He would just call back later, and she'd be like, what were you doing? Which to me seems like a stupid question to ask your 24-year-old son who's in college and has a girlfriend. Like, what do you think we were doing, Mom? And he's like, we were watching Deep Space Nine.
I'm going to my bunk.
I'll be on my bunk.
Alright. Is the song over yet?
Nope.
What? There's more?
Sounds like heaven's calling us. And girl, well, it's about making love.
Pregnancy doesn't sound like heaven to me.
No.
I guarantee
Does
that the
sound
rest
like
of
a
your life
biblical
would
thing,
be man drama
Let's
free.
get biblical.
So if he knocks you up, the rest of your life will be man drama free, apparently.
Man drama free?
Yep.
Man drama.
That was hilarious when David said it. Say it again, David.
Man drama.
That's a drop.
We're stealing your voice.
And plant this magic seed.
Magic seed?
It's magic now? Hang on.
How is it magic? Does it abort itself?
Oh.
R. Kelly, I want to have your abortion.
Oh my gosh.
Is that okay for me to say?
Get you pregnant. Lay your body down and get you pregnant.
This is so ridiculous. I can't even take it seriously at all. Like, they have reached the sexism event horizon
Wait,
where I
what did
can
he
no
just say?
longer.
I heard beat it up. What?
What?
Play
Your-
it again.
Alright.
Don't play it again, please.
Oh, she's too drunk to work.
Your house, my house, don't matter. Heat it up.
Eat it up?
Beat it up.
Beat it
All
up.
right. Like,
Why are they beating up their house? I don't understand.
I think they mean like jackhammer style sex, so it's like beat up the vagina? I don't know. That's not very pleasurable. R. Kelly, I take it back. I don't want to have your abortion anymore.
Well-
What?
I don't know. It's weird. That was a terrible metaphor or whatever you were going for, so I don't want that anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Your city, my city, don't matter. Give it up. Something about being with you make me wanna, baby. Put them pills on chill. And girl, give me my baby. You can play all you
Did he just say,
want.
girl, give me my baby?
Yes.
I'm not giving you your baby, because like I said, I'm aborting it. What do you...
But
Did
he wants you to
demand
put
a baby from her?
he wants you to put your pills on chill.
No. You can put your pills on chill.
If you mean it's refrigerated when I swallow them, then okay.
Do you refrigerate it before you swallow?
Spitters or quitters.
That gives me a sad.
Oh
All right,
my gosh.
How much longer? Oh
Yeah,
my
really.
But
god.
I know you feel it too. For 3 weeks you've been talking about extra bedrooms in New York, meeting.
I thought he just met this girl at the club. How has she now been talking for 2 weeks or something
3 weeks
About-
about bedrooms.
about bedrooms?
Extra bedrooms for the baby that he wants her to have, but apparently it's annoying to talk about extra bedrooms. It's like, why are you talking to me about this baby shit, man?
I
You're
thought these
baby
guys-
crazy, Lana.
Daniel says that about me all the time. He uses that line on me all the time because whenever there's a baby, I just get all smoochy boochy. I'm like, oh, boo boo boo. I
Oh,
I
man.
love babies.
When I see a cute baby, I like feel it in my uterus. I don't know. My uterus skips a beat.
Right.
That's
I
all I have
love
to
cute
say.
babies. Love them, love them.
Yeah. So
With
what?
the realtor.
I don't want it coming out of
If you
me.
wanna tell me, just say it. I'll okay it. Oh girl, I'ma take care of you, and I'ma still hold you like we brand new. So don't get it twisted. For 30-some weeks, I'm still going. Baby,
What if she gains a whole bunch of weight, and because you were basing this all on superficial, shallow types of things, you decide you don't like her as much anymore?
Well, obviously that's what "don't get it twisted" means.
I thought it meant his dick.
I don't know.
David,
man.
David, does your dick get twisted during sex?
No, those are ducks.
Oh, yes.
No, the duck's penis doesn't get twisted. The uterus or whatever gets twisted. I don't remember how that works.
We
I
need
don't know.
Daryl Ray.
We'll ask Daryl Ray sometime.
Daryl Ray, if you're listening, you're up next for our next
Dick twisting interview?
dick
Yes.
twisting interview.
We need you to explain duck penises to us live on the show. David, what are your
And-
thoughts on curly
And
penises?
dolphin rape. He has to explain that too.
Yes.
I have no opinion on this subject.
You mean you don't use curly penises in your erotica at all? Not a feature?
Yet. I'm
Not
trying to
yet.
think. I don't think we've gone corkscrew shaped just yet.
You've given him some ideas though.
Yep.
All right, is this almost over?
We're getting there.
Girl, you make me wanna get you pregnant.
It's just the same thing now.
We don't know that.
I heard this already.
He really wants to get her pregnant.
Yeah, R. Kelly, if she hasn't told you yes already, I'm thinking it's no.
Right?
Wine and dine, shopping spree, you sexing me.
Wait. So you're not gonna take me out to eat, or give me alcohol, or let me go shopping? You're like a fucking millionaire, but you're gonna get me pregnant? No.
Yep.
This isn't happening.
So he wants
He might
someone
need
to
alcohol.
impregnate, and he's basically saying, there's no perks for you in this situation. You're probably going to be dumped by me after the baby's born. I'm just going to steal the baby and run away. So he's baby crazy.
And don't
Are we
talk-
sure that Tyrese and R. Kelly aren't just trying to get a surrogate out of this woman?
Oh my god, are they?
They're lovers trying to get a surrogate.
Along with
Guys.
Mom and Thick, right? Like they've got like a poly thing going
I
on
think
and they
we
want a
figured
baby.
something out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, there are women who will do that, and you don't have to get them pregnant after a night at the club.
Just give them a turkey baster and go to town.
Yeah. Do that, and then just pay all their medical bills and possibly some compensation, because, you know, being pregnant is a lot harder than donating sperm.
Yeah.
Right, David?
Oh, for sure.
See, all you MRAs out there, we value men's opinions.
Oh my god.
As long as it's from Uncle David.
Oh my god, is there really more to this song?
There's another minute of it apparently.
Are there actually more lyrics?
I don't know. I haven't listened to. You think I could listen to all this shit on my own?
Oh.
She needed her friends. to
I
be
needed
here for her.
alcohol and
Just look
friends
up the lyrics
to make
real
it through.
fast.
This is horrible.
I'm gonna look at the lyrics.
For selfish, babe. Girl, I'm just thirsty for that booty, babe.
If he's just there for that booty, why is he impregnating her?
But she's the
'Cause-
selfish one.
He seems to think that babies come out of boobies. Boobies? I don't know.
Well, boobies are involved with babies, but they don't come out of the boobies. I don't.
Well, you know,
I'm imagining
knowing is half
some-
the battle, Dory.
I'm imagining
And the other
some
half
creepy
is
things.
blue and red lasers.
Labors.
Lavers.
Baby, you look so good.
I know if there's like coffee or something here.
And it feels like wood. And you look so bored up in this club, so let's go. We could hop in a lap.
You know, if you're ever bored, I can just get you pregnant. I hear that gives you a lot of stuff to do.
No, I'm good. Thanks for the.
There's an app for that.
Yeah. I can find other ways to occupy my time.
Really?
Yeah.
Like go home and masturbate, cause fuck you, R. Kelly.
Right? I'm just gonna go audition the finger puppets. I'll be fine.
You know,
Exactly.
when I masturbate, I don't almost get pregnant or anything.
That is the nice part, and you actually will make yourself have orgasms.
Yeah. I don't have to,
'Cause
like-
I guarantee, if you're fucking R. Kelly, you're not having any orgasms.
I don't have to entertain your corkscrew dick for 30 minutes.
Twisted Dick. I think there needs to be a bar called Twisted Dick after R. Kelly.
No,
now.
There's
No, a
probably a gay
band's
bar
name.
called Twisted Dick.
There needs to be a band name called Twisted Dick. Just throwing it out there. All right, keep going.
My big home. Shorty, let's go for crazy. Let's make
Let's make a little Kelly.
Let's make a Lil Kelly. Ah.
He just wants to clone himself. See,
No.
I told you
No,
it was
guys.
about evolutionary stuff.
We're almost at the end because we don't have to redo the chorus again.
Hey, baby, I got goodies and I want you to have some.
I thought he just said he doesn't want her to be selfish and go shopping and shit.
No, he's talking about his magic sperm.
Yeah, I think he's talking
see.
about.
Oh
playing
god,
with
the next line is
penis.
better. Keep
I
going.
asked you, let me explore your secret garden.
Right there. That's right. My vagina is
A
a
secret garden.
And with that, I'm gonna tell you guys my R. Kelly sexist song, Mad Libs, all about Jake and Finn. Ready?
Yay.
Okay.
Everybody ready? Okay. Jake the child and Finn the human are not only best dogs, they're also brothers. When Finn was a little baby, Jake's parents found him in the woods handing himself by himself. Now the buddies live together in their way sexist tree fort in the
I want a way sexist tree fort.
Way sexist.
way sexist. In the Bodylands section of Ooh. While they may be as close as two peas and a lady.
Oh my god.
Is that referencing Lady Rainicorn?
Mm.
There are a few differences between them. Jake's got magical, stretchy powers and can make himself as big as a trip, or as
Whoa.
little as a worm. Oh, that one actually worked.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, Jake gets sexily sidetracked. Finn wants nothing more than to get up and sexing. I don't understand.
It didn't make sense in the R. Kelly song either, to be fair.
All right. With a cross nightmare and sword by his side, Finn is really hungry at taking down evil.
Mm.
I may have gotten my parts of speech mixed
You
up.
might have.
Finn is super brave and would go to the ends of the club to help anyone who was up against bad vibes. You know, they did go to that club that was inside a monster's stomach one
Yep.
time. Go to the ends of the club to help anyone who was up against bad vibes.
Bad vibes as in weird guys saying, hey, all you pretty
Girl,
ladies,
you make
line
me
up.
want to get you pregnant.
All the pretty ladies
Is
line up
pretty
so I
bad
can
vibe.
make you guys all pregnant.
Hold on, this one's the best. One thing's for sure, both dudes are always down for some adventure time and gut pregnanting laugh. and a gut pregnanting laugh. You know what? Fuck it, I can't read. What's
Fuck
next?
it, we'll do it live.
What are we doing next?
We're doing Atheist Bible Study.
Yay!
Dirty Nerdy, I think you put this one together.
I sort of did, but David, what's your favorite, do you have any favorite Bible verses or stories you'd like to talk about?
Oh gosh.
We usually do terrible stories from the Bible.
Aren't they all
many.
terrible?
I know. That's why this segment will never die.
You know, I was just thinking of one the other day that would have been perfect for this, and now I can't even think of it.
Well, if you don't, I had one that I put together.
Is
You
it
go
about,
for it.
Is
Go
it about
for it.
getting a girl pregnant?
No, but it's about
What?
Jesus being racist, right?
Sort of racist.
Sort of racist.
Maybe it's just regular bigotry. I don't know. David, you might know more.
Is this about the Samaritan woman?
It's
Oh my God!
It is.
The Canaanite woman.
Yeah, the Canaanite woman, where he says, well, go ahead.
All
I
right.
don't wanna steal
I'm gonna
it.
read it. It's Matthew 15:22 through 28, and I'm reading from the New International Version. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly."
Hang on. How is Jesus the son of David
No, don't.
and the son of God?
Yeah, don't overthink it. Don't
All right,
overthink it.
sorry.
Just don't think about it. Jesus did not answer a word, probably because she got his dad wrong. I don't know.
It's a literary metaphor. Don't. That's not even the problem with this.
Don't metaphor me, David. So his disciples came to him and urged him, "Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us." Dude, this bitch keeps talking about her sick daughter or something. Just, if you're not gonna do anything about it, just send her away, okay?
And it gets better.
I
And
know
he
it gets
says-
better. He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel."
Whoa.
Whoa. The woman came
What
and
else,
knelt.
Jesus?
What?
And then he said,
And then he said, the woman came and knelt before him. "Lord,
Oh.
help me," she said. What?
She knelt before him.
Oh, get your mind out of the gutter.
Did she know him?
This is the Bible, David. We can't get our mind out of the gutter. He replied, and this is probably my favorite part, if favorite means most terrible part. It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Yes, it is, Lord, she said. It is right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs, apparently. Did she just directly contradict God? That's what I'm wondering.
It's because she's a heathen, obviously. And she's comparable to a dog or something, right?
Exactly. Yeah. This is the point where it's okay to get offended right now. Yeah.
Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table.
Oof.
So yeah, she is accepting the designation of dog.
Yeah.
So this is the super accepting Jesus?
Yeah, this is the Jesus that loves everybody. Then Jesus said to her, "Woman, you have great faith." Yo, woman.
Yo.
Your request is granted. What is he, a magic genie?
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, like,
Kind
you
of,
accepted that your race is lower than everybody else's, therefore magic happy place for you. What?
I mean,
you know your place, and I'm a racist asshole.
David can probably answer this better. Is this like racial bigotry or religious bigotry or a little bit of both?
It's racial bigotry. It's a Gentile woman, a Canaanite woman. So presumably they're not the same thing, but in actual real fact, the Israelites and the Canaanites, they were all the same people. They didn't come. Abraham didn't come from back east. They all came from that same part of town.
Well, you know, I just moved here from back east.
Is this kind of like a thing of, like, I live in Texas, and there's some people that speak, you know, with the northern type of accent, and there's other areas where you're speaking with a kind of a southern accent. Is it that kind of a bigotry where they're pretty much the same, but there's some kind of cultural difference that makes them different?
Well, it's a little more insidious than that, because for the Hebrews, the ancient Hebrews, their whole mythology is that, oh no, we came from this other place and God promised us the land and that's why we killed everybody. But in fact, what really happened is they were all these local tribes. They're all West Semitic Canaanites, and like they say, the wars of brothers are the bloodiest.
I mean, well, I'm
it's
glad
not
we have you
racism,
here.
it's tribalism.
Oh.
To quote Orange is the New
That's
Black.
a good point.
Right?
It is a good point. It's tribalism. Yeah.
I'm glad you were here to clarify that, because I wasn't really sure whether to call it Jesus being racist or Jesus being like
Just bigoted.
Just being an asshole.
Just being a bigoted asshole.
I mean, yeah, exactly. No matter how you slice it, it's a total asshole move to say, you know.
Because like today, if somebody were to say, "No, you're not the right religion, so I'm not gonna serve you," which
I just came here for these people. You know?
I mean, people wouldn't call that racist, because the modern times we don't really separate religions by race, except for with the xenophobia directed at Muslims. That's often just cloaked in racism.
Sure.
Or cloaking racism. But I had a feeling that back then it was a slightly different context, so I didn't really know. But basically, Jesus is an asshole, so stop worshiping him.
Yeah, I mean, who says things like, it's not meat for me to give the food for the children of Israel and feed it to the dogs? It's like, who talks like that?
That's
My
really rude.
My favorite Jesus story is still the one with the fig tree. I love so I've told you guys before that Chris has never read the Bible, and Chris doesn't read books to begin with because he's dyslexic.
Hey, he did read a lot of that stiff book.
Well, yeah, he read that one, and he's been reading the Brick Bible, which is fantastic.
Oh, yay.
And
We need to have that guy on.
it was so funny, like, the more Chris read it, he would be like, how the fuck do people read this book and think it's a good character? And the best one was when he got to
they don't read it.
And the best one was when he got to the fig tree, where Jesus looks like he's fucking insane because he's cursing a fig tree for being out of season. Well, his
Because it
disciples
wouldn't-
are like, dude, Jesus, like, chill out, man. It's not the season for figs.
It's kind of like that time that
Don't you?
What?
Oh, it's like, wouldn't you think he'd know that already? You know?
He is the son of God
Hey.
/ God.
Don't question God, all right? No,
Yeah.
but like it's kind of like that time that right before the show I almost spilled vodka on the computer, but then we realized there was a cap on it, and I was crying anyways. And you guys were all like, "Dude, dirty nerdy, you didn't spill vodka. There wasn't even a chance that you were gonna spill vodka. It's
That's
okay." Except for I didn't have special powers that could destroy the vodka bottle and then be racist to somebody. Well, I do.
Bigoted.
I'm white, so I have a lot of powers to be racist to people. I try
Tis
not
true.
to. I try not to though. I
When
do
there
my
was
best.
only one set of footprints, that was when I was spilling the vodka.
I like that. Can we rewrite that whole thing, but in the language of alcohol dependency?
I imagine we could. Just
All right.
apply ourselves.
It's time for our news segment.
We have a new segment?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, I
You're
came up with
welcome,
this one.
Hollywood.
Oh.
So just to Dirty Nerdy's kind of got the story on this one, but just to explain
Sort
it
of.
a little bit. You're Welcome, Hollywood is a news segment we're going to try out where we talk about badass people from history and then explain why it would never become a biopic.
And then we put it together as a
And then we radically alter it so that it could become a biopic.
Yeah, that way Hollywood can feel safe doing it. So, I completely forgot we were doing this. The first one that I picked out to do was Maria Oktyabrskaya.
Man, this chick is so hardcore.
She is fucking... All right. She was already hardcore before the main part of this story started. She was a Ukrainian housewife, political activist, and ultimate killing machine.
Whoa.
The Nazis invaded her homeland, bombed her city, blew up her house, and kicked over her garbage cans, apparently.
Oh no, not the garbage
no.
cans.
Then they also violently killed her husband during the Battle of Kiev. So, yeah.
Why did they even mention the
yeah,
garbage
and they
cans
killed
in
her
the
husband.
story?
I think it was...
Maybe that was the last straw.
I
You don't know.
No.
There you go, Hollywood.
Killing her husband was obviously the last straw.
Well.
I think they were just doing that joke where you, like, list a bunch of terrible things and then one minor annoyance.
Right.
Sets it off.
So she got really, really pissed off. And I'm going to say right now, she was already an important person before this happened. She was a political activist. She was a communist. We'll get back to that later.
So we already have two reasons why Hollywood won't make this a movie.
She's a
One,
woman and
she's a
she's a
woman,
communist.
and she's a communist. And I guess number 3, she's Russian. So
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
Different.
Yeah, nobody knows where Ukraine is. You can't make that into a movie.
So let's keep going. She sold all of her possessions and bought a 26-ton T-34 main battle tank.
Whoa.
She then, I'm not done. She then taught herself how to drive it and repair it and pretty much just started killing Nazis. This is
So badass.
This was back in the days where generally women were not allowed. She
To drive
joined
tanks?
the Russian army, but generally women were not allowed as in combat duties. But she showed up in this fucking tank, and are they gonna tell her no?
Oh, you can tend to the wounded. Fuck that, I want to kill Nazis. That's how I picture
Yeah.
this going down.
I love how they put this. I'm just gonna quote from this website here. It's a website called badassoftheweek.com, and I suggest that everybody go and read it because it's awesome. All right, I'm just gonna quote. Maria, shaking with wifely communist rage and I'm not done, and an insatiable urge to kill every fascist on earth, went to Siberia, sold everything she owned, bought a brand spanking new olive drab T-34 medium battle tank fresh off the assembly line, directly from a manufacturing facility, taught herself how to operate it, painted the words "fighting girlfriend" in Cyrillic on the side of the turret,
Nice.
and rolled it right up to the first Red Army armored division she could find. But yeah, basically she rolled up and they're like, "Oh, you're in a fucking tank, okay." That's not even the coolest part.
Wait, what?
She more than once, like at least 3 times, got out of her tank to fix it in the middle of a battle.
And I love later on, like, the Russians at first are like, who the hell's this crazy bitch rolling up in a tank? And then they're like, God damn, she's fixing her tank in the middle of combat. And she was in the biggest tank battle ever, wasn't she?
Yeah, I'm looking for that part. I can't find it. I think it's called the Battle of Kursk. Yeah, the Battle of Kursk. Oh man.
That's one of the times where she repairs her tank in the middle of battle.
I believe it was. She fought on the front lines of the largest tank battle ever in human history. Like, imagine. I know a lot of our fans are giant nerds, so imagine like those mecha battles in anime, but
Mech Warrior.
Yeah, or Gundam or something, but in tanks. And not as good medical treatment. So in 1943 is the Battle of Kursk, the largest tank battle ever. And I have to quote this again. With tank-destroying bazooka rockets and armor-piercing artillery shells cratering the earth into a scorched pothole of misery, Oktyabrskaya swerved, darted, evaded, and positioned her tank so her gunners could do their part to level the German war machine and turn the tide of the war against Hitler once and for all. I mean, the only reason, really, I don't understand why this hasn't already been made a movie. That sounds amazing.
Shit.
Well, let's go through the reasons why it can't be a movie.
We'll go through the reasons.
Number one, she's a woman.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to see a woman avenge her dead husband.
And do war type things.
We can't have a man in the refrigerator trope.
Oh, damn it, I was about to say that. Yeah, no one wants to see anybody refrigerate a husband, so.
Yeah.
She's Russian. Or no, she's Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
And
so,
Americans don't know where Ukraine is. She's a communist.
And she's
and a hardcore communist, too.
Hardcore, like political activist before this ever happened. I was thinking that if Hollywood were to ever make this into a movie, they would have to change her gender. She would have to be a man.
Avenging his wife.
Avenging his wife.
I gotta say, I disagree completely, and I've got 2 reasons why this could be made into Hollywood.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
2 words: Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, that's a good point.
All right.
Is it the sequel to Inglourious Basterds?
I'm gonna discount Quentin Tarantino movies for the purpose of this segment, because.
But this is mainstream Hollywood. And
Well,
I guess he's kind of mainstream now.
He's kind of mainstream a little bit now.
I was with him from the very beginnings.
Reservoir Dogs, man.
Oh, you were a hipster Tarantino fan?
Oh,
yeah.
100% hipster Tarantino fan.
I liked him back when everybody was hating on Jackie Brown.
Well,
Whoa, I love that movie.
I love Jackie Brown.
And here's the thing with Tarantino, I think he really could do this movie proud.
I think he could. Quentin Tarantino, I'm putting a shout out to you.
You need to make this movie.
Make this movie.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Make Maria Oktyabrskaya proud.
Yeah, he's gonna change her name.
That's the second reason.
It's gonna be Avenging Girlfriend.
A tad of xenophobia, where they would have to change her name to something else, at least her last name. And the third reason we've already slightly talked about is she's a fucking communist. So unless someone like Tarantino handles this, what they would have to do is change the gender, change the name.
No. He would call it Red Tank Queen or something. Everything the same, only make her incredibly hot, Natasha hot.
Yeah, that's what they would do.
Yeah, they'd name her Natasha something.
No, the name of the movie would be what she painted on her machine.
What was it, like Avenging Girlfriend or something?
Avenging Girlfriend.
Again, we're discounting Tarantino like he doesn't exist right now.
Aww,
talking about like
poor Tarantino.
Whoa. Okay, let's do it as if J.J. Abrams was making it. Thank you. Stop ruining my segment, guys, by bringing up good directors. And the third thing is they would have to either change their political affiliation or at least have them do a face heel turn at the end, where they suddenly, first, like, she dies, of course, in battle, so they would have to have him live because heroes can't die. Well, sometimes they do, but if they decide to make him live, he would have to then be turned into, like, suddenly realize democracy is the way to go and move to America. So
If
I think
Tarantino
as long
did
as
this film,
enough
she would die
Nazis
there
were
because
killed,
of
they
blood.
could even make commies work.
what?
I think as long as enough Nazis were killed, they could even make some commie work.
That was kind of our justification for working with the Russians the first time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're going to be killing Nazis, I guess it's okay.
I still have a feeling that Hollywood wouldn't want to go there, but prove me wrong, listeners. Show me some movies done by mainstream Hollywood that were glorifying communists. I'd love to
You
watch
could call
them.
it Red Scare.
Yeah, scare me. Do it.
Come at me, bro.
Even though communists don't really scare me. I mean, I'm
You know who
basically
could
socialist.
probably help you out with this challenge is the person who runs a film festival in San Francisco.
Yeah,
That
this-
happens to be on the
who
show
was that
right
guy
now.
again?
I forgot his name.
I don't know. I saw some. I saw
Uncle
one
something.
I saw one of his film festivals at Skepticon, and it had this really weird evolution.
Oh my
movie.
god. That movie was ridiculous.
Do you
By the
remember
way,
that Dirty Nerdy?
We're
that
being
was the trippy
sarcastic.
shit.
David Fitzgerald does. What did you run or did you start the Atheist Film Festival?
I was co-founder and I'm the director of it.
Yeah,
And we just
so
had our 5th year.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Yay! It is kind of awesome.
I wish I could go. Every time I think I want to go, and I can't get out to California, so.
Well, I have to tell you, for you guys who are in Missouri, we are going to do a little mini. I can't believe it's not the Atheist Film Festival at Skepticon again this year.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Something like that.
Well,
Atheists aren't butter, David.
That's a great opportunity for us to announce that the Shethinkers are going to Skepticon.
Woo!
That's awesome.
We're figuring out the logistics, but we're gonna record live at Skepticon, and who knows what kind of awesome guests we can have while we do it.
We'll record live at least once.
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Probably
sure-
multiple times.
We'll have multiples.
You know what? While we were doing all that, I came up with the Bible verses that I did want to read. But after Russian Tank Girl, I don't even want to go there.
We can go there after this commercial break.
Right?
That'll
Oh
work.
my God, Tank Girl. That's the equivalent of this awesome girl.
Tank
What?
Girl is awesome.
Tank Girl.
You don't know
Did you
Tank
see
Girl?
Tank Girl?
I don't think I
Dirty
saw
Nerdy
Tank
needs
Girl.
to see
Oh,
Tank
man.
Girl.
All right, we're having a movie night after this is over.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, commercial. Why would anyone think Jesus never existed? Isn't it perfectly reasonable to accept that he was a real first-century figure, even if not some divine Messiah? After all, everyone knows there's plenty of historical evidence for him, and historians overwhelmingly agree he was a real person. We have biographies written by his closest followers, he's mentioned in plenty of historical sources, and his teachings transformed the Western world. In fact, he's arguably the most famous figure in all of recorded history. Isn't that right? David Fitzgerald certainly thought so 10 years ago, but when he became curious to find out what he could really know about Jesus, what Jesus really said and did, to his surprise, he discovered that not only was there far less evidence than he expected, but what little evidence there is actually pointed in another direction altogether. And that so much of the official story propagated by Christians for the better part of 2,000 years was in fact nothing but pure myth. His award-winning book, Nailed, sheds light on 10 of these beloved Christian myths, and with evidence gathered from historians all across the theological spectrum, doesn't just debunk them, but shows how they point to a Jesus Christ created solely through allegorical alchemy of hope and imagination, a Messiah transformed from a purely literal theological construct into the familiar figure of Jesus, in short, a purely mythic Christ. David Fitzgerald is the author of Nailed and The Complete Heretic's Guide to the Western Religion, Book 1, The Mormons, both of which are available on audible.com.
Hi, and we're back. Although I didn't know I was going to be hosting.
Sharon's the new host.
Here, give me my phone. I'll say something funny.
Dude.
Okay, so here's going to be my quote for the day. I'm totally stealing this from somebody off of Facebook, but whatever. This attacks sexism and ageism. Next time you accuse a teenage girl of overreacting, just remember that a whole bunch of elderly white men shut down the government because they weren't getting their way. And Dory's coming back.
Yay. So, David, let's talk about sexy Mormon Jesuses. Jesus?
Yeah.
Is Jesus the plural form of Jesus?
Yeah. Or Jesus.
I assume there's more than one Jesus, and you can explain that.
Oh, the place is lousy with Jesuses. There's so many Jesuses out there.
So, David, would you rather talk about Jesus first, or Mormons, or erotica?
Or the sexy Mormon Jesus.
Oh, they're all so good. Oh.
That's what she said.
Ba-dum-bum. Well, let's talk about Nailed real fast, just because right now I'm working on the sequel to Nailed called Jesus Mything in Action.
Ah, I see what you did
See
there.
what I did there? Yeah. And yeah, there are a whole ton of Jesuses. If you take the big two Jesuses, there's the Jesus of faith and the Jesus of history.
Right.
And I'd like to make the argument, I'd like to have thought I made the argument Nailed that both are bullshit. But in fact, I keep getting pushback, not from Christians. I mean, they hate the book, clearly, but the ones that really bug me are the atheists who say, oh, no, there was really a Jesus and blah, 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 and this is how we know. And they act like this is all crazy creationist, crackpot-ery. And so the book I'm working on now is where I'm taking the atheist arguments that I often get thrown back at me and just pointing out that all the secular historians out there who argue that there was really a Jesus, first of all, their Jesus is nothing like the Christian Jesus. So when next time a Christian says, oh, well, no historian doubts that there was a Jesus, no, they don't think your Jesus existed, and that's a big difference. But what's more to the point is all the hypothetical Jesuses that these guys postulate, they're just as hypothetical as anything in the Jesus of faith. We don't have any better evidence for any of them than we do the Christian's Jesus. And so that's the point I'm trying to make in this book, is that no, really, there wasn't even a guy named Jesus at all.
Why do you think it is that there's so many atheists out there trying to defend the idea that a historical Jesus exists? I mean, we don't really care whether there's a historical Jesus.
Exactly. And it's not like we need to prove that there's one to make atheism work. I mean, atheism works whether there was a Jesus or not,
Maybe they do it to seem to appear like they're open-minded, like, I'll accept that he was a guy, but I won't accept that he was a god. But honestly, if you read the Bible and you read the Gospels, most of the Gospels would agree with you on that one, so you could still totally be a Christian and still just say that John was a stretch.
Well, I mean, the difference between the four Gospels,
Sexual joke.
that's... What's that?
I said insert sexual joke here.
Well,
Go on.
Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought.
We're extremely professional here on Shethinkers.
For instance, I'm always prepared.
Yes. Well, anyway, long story short, I mean, the differences between Jesus in just the four Gospels are enough to already give you a red flag. But when you put together all the different hypothetical Jesuses that people postulated, there's a serious problem in Jesus studies. And that's another thing I want to point out, that these are not just atheists who are coming up with this idea, but even Christians have been wrestling with this for decades, actually for centuries even. All the problems with what we can know and not know about what Jesus really said and really did. And that's, the excuses you get from people trying to tell us there's a Jesus are just kind of remarkable.
I'm pretty certain it was during one of your presentations that I saw where you brought up the point that the arguably the most famous Jesus story, the casting of the first stone story, is just purely invented. There's no historical ties to it.
Well, yeah. What the thing to remember about that is, in our earliest and best manuscripts, that story doesn't show up at all. It doesn't start appearing until later, and when it does start appearing, it appears in different parts of the Gospels, in different manuscripts. And so there's really no two ways about it. Clearly that story was inserted later and became part of the tradition 100 or 200 years after the Gospels were written, which they themselves were written about 100 years after the time that Jesus was supposed to have been around.
And I have to admit, even as a Christian, and even somewhat, I guess, as secular, that's my favorite Jesus story, is the whole, hey, don't judge that person because you can't, because you're an asshole too, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of the most beloved stories out there because it's got this great message and just a little hint of sex to, tart it up.
A little bit of humanism, actually.
Right.
Is the big thing.
Very.
And,
it's a very humanistic story.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. One of the things that I hear from so many atheists is, oh, the Bible is so full of hate and horrible things. There are some really great little stories. It's just that there's a lot of stupid stories that surround it, and you can't hear the wonderful stories. There are little stories in the Bible that are awesome, but here's a fun part. It probably doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the stories if it's a good one. It was probably inserted later.
That's the problem with Christianity in a nutshell, too. I mean, there's all these beautiful things in Christianity surrounded by this crunchy shell of crap and idiocy and retardedness,
I just have to say, like, if the Bible is really God's word, why do the beautiful things have to be surrounded by crunchy shells of crap?
Yep. What an excellent question that is.
I mean, I've had my hand at writing fiction, and even writing, true stuff like on SV. I don't think I've written fiction there yet. And my good stuff isn't surrounded by crunchy shells of crap. I mean, that's a subjective viewpoint. Maybe there are people out there who think everything I write is crunchy shells of crap. I'm going to start using that from now on. Thank you, Dave.
I've made a huge mistake.
What I can. And speaking of crunchy shells of crap, then I wrote this book on the Mormons.
Yay, Mormons! Even more crunchy shells of crap.
And talk about fanfic.
Yeah, really.
I love making fun of Mormons just because my family escaped the Mormon church when I was 8 or 9, I guess.
Wow.
We were never very good Mormons, though. We were pretty terrible Mormons. I think my mom just used them for free daycare, to be honest.
The Mormons can be really nice. When I was a stay-at-home mom with a 1-year-old baby, there was a time where I was freaking out. The couple Mormon chicks knocked on my door, and I was like, oh my god, my house is a mess, and I'm trying to figure things out, and they knock on my door. And they could tell that I was frazzled, and the baby was, Kylie was acting a fool. And I was very stressed. And they were like, hey, I know you probably don't want to talk about Mormonism, so we're not going to do that. Why don't we come over and help you? And I was like, no, you don't need to come over and help me. And they're like, no, we're going to be back in a couple minutes. They went and grabbed a bunch of other ladies, came back, cleaned my house, helped me cook dinner, and, we're playing with Kylie. They were nice people.
Oh, man, they're super nice. I still remember, like, my mom's best friends when we were Mormons was, like, the nicest lady ever. Although her oldest son apparently was macking on my sister and me at the same time, and we just didn't know about it. We both found out as adults later on that he was out.
This story is messed up.
We were like, he was like, oh yeah, Kevin was my first kiss. What? So
you both say it at the same time.
Yeah. They were like, that dick.
Too funny.
But I mean, I've had some positive experiences with Mormons, much more positive than I've had with other evangelical groups. So, I kind of have a soft spot for them. But
well, me too. I mean, they're like black belts in nice.
They really
Right.
are. Daniel and I went to dinner with.
I love that.
We went to dinner with 2 Mormon elders, and we were asking them the hardest questions. I actually wrote on Facebook, "Hey, you have any questions for Mormons? Send it our way, and we'll ask them." And we asked them everyone's questions. I really did.
How many magic underwear questions
There
did
was
you
a
get?
couple. They answered it honestly. They kind of made the people that were commenting on my page seem kind of foolish, and
Right.
they were reasonable and nice. They were great people. So I have a soft spot, but yeah, it is basically Jesus fan fiction. It is. It just is. Sorry. You're nice people,
Did anybody ask any questions about Mormon archaeology?
No, the 2 biggest things that I always think of with Mormons are, everyone thinks of the magic underwear now, right? Like the cat's out of the bag when it comes to that. And then the other one that really bothers me is the whole baptizing dead people thing is really
that's creepy.
But Mormons are
That's
super into
dumb.
genealogy. Man, if you need to figure out where your family's from, ask some Mormons because they can help you out.
Yep.
I just have to say, we had Mormons come by a while ago, and the boy and I talked to them for a couple hours, and the thing that really scared them was when we explained to them exactly why we didn't take faith seriously, and why we didn't, not only do we not take it seriously, but we find it harmful in most cases.
Yeah.
Well, I feel sort of comfortable saying I take faith. I find it harmful in all cases.
Definitely religious faith.
And at that point, their eyes just got really wide and they looked scared. But we did ask them about the Mormon afterlife, and so they wrote this big diagram on the whiteboard. Yeah, we have a whiteboard set up in our living room, attached to the wall, instead of a TV.
David, I bet David can tell us all about the Mormon afterlife.
I bet he could, because we erased it a long time ago. Could you tell us about the Mormon afterlife?
Well, for starters, there's 3 heavens. Yeah.
Aren't
There's
they
the
ranked
shitty one.
heavens?
What's that?
Aren't they ranked? There's Walmart heaven
Oh,
and
yeah.
Target heaven.
It's very Dungeons and Dragons, actually. You got your first
You're just
level
gonna
of heaven.
sell it to Dory.
Your first level of heaven, which is either a upscale hell or a downgraded heaven, and then you got your medium heaven, which is for nice people who weren't Mormons, and then you got your schwanky, A+ number 1 heaven that's for Mormons, and even that's subjugated into 3 levels of that. So you can't just be a Mormon, but you have to be the super good Mormon who does everything right and goes through all the hoops, and to get to the number 1 super heaven. And of course that's just the beginning, because then you go on to create your own planet and your own universe, and all your wives have all these billions of spirit children, and you start your own universe, and it gets very complicated very fast, actually.
That's my favorite thing with the Mormon afterlife, is that if you're a super awesome good Mormon, you have to be a married Mormon couple, right? For your own planet. Then you get to go be god of a different planet. It's so sci-fi and nerdy and fan fiction. It's fan fiction.
Yeah. I call it steampunk Scientology.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love steampunk. I can get on board with that shit.
Look at this. You're selling Mormonism to these girls.
David, I'm going to tell you what I told the Mormons.
What's that?
I might just be drunk enough to agree with you right now. I might be able to get on board with this shit. If they had described it to me as steampunk Scientology, I think I would have gobbled that shit up right there.
I mean, I don't like Scientology, but I love steampunk shit.
Yeah,
so.
steampunk overshadows it's 90% steampunk, 10% Scientology. Without the Xenu.
Too funny.
I think with Mormonism, I think the main problem for me comes with the Jesus in America stuff.
That's pretty funky.
That's where the giggle stuff starts to happen for me, because I'm like, oh, this is a nice idea. You guys are nice people. Look at all the greatness. Jesus
and
in
then
America.
they tell you the Garden of Eden was in Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, I have we are going to Missouri for Skepticon. Maybe that's Eden.
where the Garden of Eden is. It's Skepticon.
No, it's in Independence, Missouri, on the corner of River and Walnut Street.
Oh my God.
They have it pinpointed to the street corner.
And not only that, but unfortunately, the Mormons lost the property that Jesus is coming back on, Ground Zero. Some splinter group of Mormonism actually owns the property where Jesus is coming back.
That's
so
sad.
It's
I
just,
kind of feel bad for them with that one.
You just gotta laugh. I mean, just when you think it could not get more ridiculous, boop, there they go again. They break the bubble.
Well, I feel, I mean, the silly there's a lot of silly things about the Mormons, to be fair, but one of the silliest is their origin story, which is fairly obviously like pure fabrication. Do you want to talk about Joseph Smith a little bit?
Where do you start? I mean, for starters, I start off the book by giving like the secret history of Mormonism, and the first thing I start out with, it basically is him getting busted for fraud in 1826. At the same time he's supposedly purifying himself with all these visits from angels to get the Book of Mormon plates. I mean, it's like Daniel Dennett says, there's no polite way to say it. The Mormonism is based on a 19th century con artist who was lying out of his ass, and it's just sheer unflinching bullshit. And everything that has happened in Mormon history spun from this guy just saying crap. Boom. Yeah, there's no two ways about it. And
he was very creative and imaginative.
Super creative. Well, but the funny thing is, he wasn't as creative as he could have been because he copied from a lot of stuff going on at the time. There were some
all
saying,
amazing things are copies.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's
his are more copied than others.
Exactly. And we've got all the smoking guns still out there, which is kind of hilarious. That even if nothing new ever got found out about Mormonism, there's so much stuff out there now that it's more than enough to just put nails in the coffin.
Well, and it's interesting. It's interesting because Mormonism is in the grand scheme of human history a relatively new religion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah.
Yet it's packed a lot of history in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I feel like Mormonism kind of gives us a peek into the origins of pretty much every other, at least Abrahamic religion out there.
That was the interesting thing when I learned about Christianity and Judaism. That was come about from another religion that started in Ur, and they didn't uncover the information about that religion in Ur until the 1900s. But we found out they had the same names for God. So that's basically what Mormonism did. It took another religion, pretty much copied it, and made it its own, and it sold very well.
Exactly.
Mormonism
and really the only difference between Mormonism and Christianity is Christianity has had 2,000 years to shave off the serial numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And disguise the fact that it's a ripoff.
Mormonism makes me wonder if I guess Paul and Moses are pretty much the same thing as Joseph Smith, but with more time behind them.
Most likely.
You know what? They're not.
If you read Nailed, you'll find out.
Yeah.
well, the problem with the Bible is most of our biggest heroes in the Bible never existed at all. It's not just Jesus, but Moses didn't exist, Abraham didn't exist, almost all the big swingers in the
I'm going to actually disagree with you here. I think they all existed. They started as one guy, and they just kept on perpetuating the same exact story over and over and over and over and over again. That's what I think happened.
There is, honestly, you're not too far off, because there's a lot of repeat stories in the Old Testament where the same motifs are getting recycled.
It's recycled stories, and I don't know how people don't see it. Instead, they're like, look at how amazing this is, that it's so similar. And I'm like, no, seriously, look at how similar it is. Like, look at it.
Exactly. I mean, the damn book starts out with 2 different creation stories.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
That was the first thing I tried to point out to my brother-in-law, because we started discussing things. This was before they knew I was an atheist, because I didn't want to use the A word. My family. But I talked to him. I was like, there's 2 creation stories. He's like, no, there's not. And I'm like, there's 2 creation stories. read it. There's 2 creation stories, and I read it to him. And he was like, there's got to be an explanation for this. So he was reading all these books, talking to professors, all these things. A couple weeks later, I was like, so did you look into the 2 creation stories? And he was like, there has to still be an explanation. I think you need to go and talk to my professor about it. And I'm like, wait a second, what?
Yeah, it's our fault.
Like, why do I
It's
need
our
to study
fault.
things?
You
You're
would
the one
think-
who can't explain it.
You would think if God wrote the Bible or inspired the Bible or whatever, he would make it a little simpler to follow. But-
Yeah. Well, he
Nope,
didn't.
you need an interpreter and a biblical PhD apparently.
God only wants to save the people who are privileged enough to have access to those things. Fuck the other 6 billion or more people. 99% of humanity that doesn't have that.
Actually, he just wants you to have faith. Don't worry about all that bullshit. Somebody else has figured it all out for
Right.
you, and they've got all
Don't you
the
worry
answers.
your pretty little head
Both
about
of
that.
those are
Don't you
actually
worry
biblically
your pretty
accurate.
little head about it. Yes.
Those are both biblically accurate, though, because it tells you to seek out wisdom and to be knowledgeable. And they even
The
encourage
Bible
women.
says a lot of things.
I know it encourages women to educate their children so that they know better. There's all these verses about learning and being wise and being intelligent, and then there's so many verses saying,
liberal book.
"Fuck this shit, just follow what we say and be a sheep." So it's like,
Well, and we're not allowed to speak in the church. Don't forget that.
yeah.
If
Well,
you're confused about something at church, you just have to wait till you get home and then ask your husbands to explain it to you. Because
Literally
naturally
true.
your husband is more
you know what's
intelligent
funny
than
about
you.
that is it would probably be a little bit opposite because, well, Daniel is very educated about things, but I am the atheist Bible thumper in our household, so he would probably be looking to me for those answers. So
Same in
yeah,
mine
it's-
and Chris's relationship.
it's an archaic idea that women cannot educate themselves on these particular subjects as opposed to their quote unquote husbands.
Silence, whore!
That's a drop.
So David, in the chat room here, people are bringing up the fact that you know Klingon.
Who? That I know Klingon?
Do you? Chris says that you
Yeah,
speak
blah.
Klingon.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. I want you to tell me. What do I want you to say
I'm
in
not
Klingon?
that fluent. I can just say a few. I can say what everybody knows.
Alright.
But go ahead.
Say everything you know in Klingon right now. Go.
I can't do that. That's retarded. Okay, here it goes. No, I can't do it. No. I can say.
He's like, okay, no.
Hey,
That's Klingon.
that wasn't Klingon. That was my dog.
Oh.
He can't
Close
say,
enough.
He can't say everything he knows in Klingon. You patach.
Yeah, that's right.
Now I feel sad. That is a derogatory term, Dory. Right?
You bigot.
And as a patak, I am really upset about that.
Racist.
Am I being
yeah,
a
no, I can.
patachist?
I was a linguistics minor, so I can say almost nothing and almost everything.
Oh. Dory's
Yeah.
gonna steal
I can
that.
speak some Elvish too, actually.
Elfish.
I probably speak more Elvish than Klingon.
Go for it.
Peninsula Lumino Minti Elvo.
Hey, that's a drop.
Yeah.
That's a drop. That's a lady drop her pants.
Yeah, baby.
Speaking of,
Yeah,
That's
that's a perfect
that's
transition.
a perfect segue to erotica.
Segue.
Well done.
So do you have Kirk Kilpatrick over there with you?
Kilt Kilpatrick. I
Kilt
sure do.
Kilpatrick. Sorry, I'm a little drunk. I can't remember people's
Drunk
names.
and frunk.
Oh, and here's a sneak preview for you. Kilt Kilpatrick is also going to be at Skepticon this year.
Woo!
Excellent.
Finally.
Yeah.
Is
we're doing
Kilpatrick gonna
Godless
have a
Pervert
kilt?
Story Hour.
Am I finally gonna get to see the kilt?
It could happen, man.
Ah. I think you purposely just built up this tension.
Nope. I tell you, it's totally going to happen.
Woo!
It's totally going to happen.
I've been begging for that for, what, a year or so now?
That'll be so worth it. It'll be so worth it.
The anticipation. So, tell us about erotica. How did you get into that anyway? Like, you're like, I'm a historian of Jesus, and I totally love talking about penis and vagina.
Didn't we
You know
say
what
this is called Sexy Mormon Jesus?
Gotta put the sexy back in the sexy topic
Yes.
here.
I'm putting sexy back in Jesus.
Yeah, that's what everybody asks me when I tell them I write biblical history and erotica. They go, have you ever done biblical history erotica? No, shut up.
Oh, you should totally get on that.
I know, it's been said. We'll figure it out.
There's
Maybe
not a whole lot of
later.
sexy things going on in biblical time,
Maybe
though.
later. There is a lot. And, oh, God, the talk I'm giving at Skepticon is my favorite talk to date. I love it. It's all on sex and violence in the Bible.
Awesome.
Oh,
Are you going to use the punk song Sex and Violence? Because I love that song.
Isn't it like sex and violence?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
sex and violence over and over again.
Good. We're thinking of the same thing.
Yep.
Somebody sent me a Japanese concert of those guys playing that in live in Japan.
So this is not new.
Yeah, the actual title is called Sexy Violence, Violent Sex, the Weird-Ass Morality of the Bible.
Nice.
Awesome.
And it is my favorite talk I've given so far. But anyway, the question is, how did I get on erotica from being a biblical historian? And it is kind of a funny story. When I was shopping the book that became Nailed around, my agent was shopping it around in New York. I was waiting to hear back from the publishers, and my girlfriend was living in San Diego at the time, and she's an erotica writer as well. So we were writing each other's short stories for each other when I was living up in San Francisco, she was living in San Diego. And unbeknownst to me, she took the story I wrote for her, gave it to her publisher, and said, "Hey, what do you think of this guy's writing?"
Oh my gosh!
I hope that story one day happens to me.
Well, they loved it, and I've been writing for them ever since, actually.
Wow.
Nice.
So I wrote a bunch of different I wrote one novel and a bunch of different short stories for them for all these different anthologies, and then they let me collect like my 12 favorite stories into a book called Under the Kilt, the best stories by Kilpatrick. And I really, really, in all honesty, I love the stories in there. There's a lot of science fiction, there's even a steampunk story in there, some fantasy stories, some horror stories, 2 different horror stories, and then some contemporary stories, but they're all erotica. And what's more than that is what really makes them special is that they're all what I call heretic-friendly erotica.
So they shout, "Oh science, oh science."
No, it's oh glob, oh glob.
They really do. They really have a nice, positive message. Well, for instance, one of the stories is called Later Days Saints, and it's about this
Later Days
Berkeley
Saints,
co-ed
I'm busy
who
having
has
sex right now.
she has 2 Mormon missionaries show up and she seduces them.
Oh.
That's hot.
That
It
is
is hot.
kind of a fantasy of mine.
I think the chairs in here got different.
Yours and mine both, baby girl.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. We got David Fitzgerald wet, apparently.
This is what happens on our show.
We're professionals, guys.
Yeah.
That's why we get drunk.
Drunk and drunk.
Drunk and frunk.
I'm not so drunk anymore. I'm all hyped up on Red Bull. My heart's beating like a mile a minute.
Yeah.
It also
You know,
that also might be because I just got distracted by rape apologists on Facebook. Fuck those guys.
Uh-oh. Fuck those guys.
I should just like not be on Facebook.
Yes.
Clearly.
No Facebook during the show. Just like
We're
any other
professionals,
job.
guys.
Okay, as boss, I'm gonna have to say no more Facebook during the show.
That's right.
But
You're banned.
our files and stuff for the show are on Facebook.
Oh.
No, now we're just talking to Uncle David.
Yeah, just talk to
That's
Uncle
right.
David. He's talking
That's
about.
right.
But there were people being stupid about rape.
There will always be stupid people on the internet. Dirty nerdy.
Okay, fine.
It's an unlimited resource.
Yes. It's the untapped resource of our
Just
planet.
eat your gay bacon.
No, I've tapped it. Wait, that sounded sexual. I have not
That's what
tapped
she said.
that. Ah, damn it!
Have some gay bacon.
Have some gay bacon.
Or Thin Mints.
No, I'm gonna have the gay bacon.
Gay bacon.
I'm out of drink now.
Gay bacon.
Gay bacon is the life for me. Can you tell I'm drunk? I'm singing.
So, what is sexy Mormon Jesus?
Well,
is that just a mixture of all that is David?
That's a
David,
mixture of
is
everything.
it? I can't remember the name of it. Is it Godless Perverts Hour that you host?
It's Godless Pervert Story Hour.
Story Hour.
That's
You were
what
close.
me and Greta Christina invented in an airport on the way to a SSA conference one time.
Yay, airports.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I love both of you.
Yeah.
We need Greta on this
And-
show.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of
More
awesome.
erotica.
Yeah, we were sitting there and laughing at the fact that we were both erotica writers who are atheist activists, and it was one of those.
There's obviously
your
a
chocolate and my
correlation.
peanut butter. Your peanut butter's in my chocolate. You know.
That's a drop.
I love
And
this
so-
episode. It's my favorite so far.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, can I ask David random questions?
Yeah,
Go
sure.
for
Go
it.
ahead.
Yay!
Go
Oh,
for
you
it.
haven't been all night.
I
Oh,
get to
yeah.
ask David random questions. What is your biggest pet peeve, David?
When people say the historicity of Jesus instead of the historicity of Jesus.
Story.
That's me.
Wah, wah.
Hey,
No,
David,
it's-
she also
that's-
pronounces both with an L.
I do both.
Well, at least you know how to say coleslaw right, though, right?
Yes.
Oh, burn to
Not
Daniel.
Coleslaw or whatever it is.
Coleslaw.
It is the weirdest thing. When I first noticed it, it was hard to notice it. But I'm like, he just said coleslaw.
When you first noticed, it was hard to notice.
She tried to unnotice it.
I just,
Once you notice it, you can't
you
unnotice it.
can't. Like,
Yeah.
there's all this time where I've had conversations with him about coleslaw, and
Wait,
this
How
is
many-
Daniel.
How many conversations do you have about coleslaw?
I love
Yeah, why would you
coleslaw.
do
damn it, Dory,
Just an
stop
FYI.
stealing my lines.
I love coleslaw, so there's a lot of times where I'm wanting to order
wait.
coleslaw, or we talk about coleslaw, and he likes coleslaw too.
Coleslaw.
No,
We'll
it's
keep
not
saying
coleslaw. Stop it. Don't do
Coleslaw.
it.
Coleslaw. All right,
Show is
so
taking a dramatic wrong turn.
at least we're not talking about hemorrhoids, right, JT?
Oh, don't even go there.
Anyway, so
I liked those blogs. It's real.
You
man.
would.
It's real.
you would like the blog about ass blood blisters.
Okay, I want to ask him another. I want to ask him another random question.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could make a list of the 5 celebrities you get to choose from that you get to have sex with,
Ooh.
what would be your
The 5,
top?
huh?
What would be in there? What would be the 5?
And just
Oh, God.
to sweeten the pot, Dirty Nerdy counts as a celebrity.
Good to know.
It-
Good
the
All of the
atheist,
Shethinkers.
the atheist niche does count as a celebrity pool.
Oh man. Well, my first thought was Helen Mirren has to be in there, because that woman is hot.
Hot.
Oh gosh. Only 5, huh?
Oh, you
Uh,
like that, people.
How many celebrities do you want to bone? Damn.
Well, I'm just saying.
I can only
There's
think of,
3
like,
of you
2.
right there. It's like, wow, that's my whole list gone already. Ugh.
Oh damn, I want to do Helen Mirren too.
Yeah.
We're just finding out what chicks to check out from David. That's really all it
Basically.
is.
Keep going.
Who else? Monica Bellucci, I've always had a thing for.
She's asking the Google gods how pretty she is.
Dude, Google finished it before I even got to the B of Bellucci. Dory, this is your computer. How often do you look her up?
Well, I do have girl porn on the computer, just saying.
Oh, damn.
I think I'm good with Monica Bellucci too. All right,
David,
next
you have
one.
good taste.
Well, you know. Clive Owen wants me to want him, so I don't
You
know.
know Clive Owen?
Get out of my head, Clive Owen.
He's alright. I don't know that I'll agree with Clive Owen.
I like Clive Owen a lot, personally.
I forgot what he looked like, so I had to look him up. He's got this one where he has facial hair and it makes him kind of look like the devil.
Ooh.
Oh,
fine with
you
that.
say that like it's
If
a
the
bad
devil
thing.
existed.
I mean, not like a particularly sexy devil though. I'm not really
Like an ugly devil? He's
Kinda
not an
like-
attractive devil.
He's not ugly, just like not.
He's unconventionally attractive.
No, he's
Saying
conventionally
sexy ugly?
attractive. That's why I'm not big on him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like guys that much. Except for the
Yeah.
boy, I love him.
Alright.
Next.
Next question.
No,
No,
next
next celebrity.
person.
Oh,
You have
next,
2 more.
next celebrity. Gosh. It's one of those things you get. There's so many floating around your head, you get vapor lock trying to pick just one.
Right.
You know?
That's why these are random questions.
I have
I
a
like
random
it.
question next.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Oh, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. Do
All
random.
right. It's kind of a two-parter. So, A, do you sing in the shower? And B, if so, what song do you sing the most in the shower? And C,
Okay,
would you sing it here?
Mm.
So go ahead.
Yes, and I could. I don't sing that well. And it's in Irish, so it would sound really weird, I think.
Oh, you sing in Irish? That's kind of adorable.
That is adorable. Go ahead, Uncle David. I want to hear you sing in Irish.
Oh gosh.
It's okay. I'm a ginger, so I'm like all solidarity with the Irish here.
And remember,
Solidarity.
only a ginger could call another ginger ginger. Oh fuck! I just broke that rule.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're racist.
Yeah, how dare you hurt my white feelings? I don't know, whatever.
What is it called to be, racist against a ginger? Is it gingeritis?
Gingeritis.
Yes, gingivitis. That's what they call it.
I think that's being afflicted with gingerness.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know. We're getting off track. David, sing the fucking
David's
song.
gonna sing for us.
Do it.
Which song should I sing?
Peer pressure.
All right, I'll sing. Oh God, I'm. Keep in mind, it's after midnight. I haven't been drinking nearly enough to pull this off, but here we go.
That's what she said.
All right. Is through a knockmisha, through a knockmisha ven pahajin. Is through a knockmisha san vanata egit lekaja. Onisha shoton rasini tartun ne bortani. Is just a watch it hakun no fake chumbegin ven pahajin. That's enough.
I'm gonna assume that's an Irish drinking song because
Yeah.
Irish.
We're drinking and we're dancing with our cups. But
Yeah.
It is now.
Also,
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
imagining you naked in the shower washing yourself and doing that.
Go with that image.
For the record, I wasn't imagining that.
Well, you said
But
the
I
shower.
am now.
Dory, stop finishing my sentences for me.
Dory, stop finishing.
She always does. So, Dory, did you have a random question for David?
It's random, so you can easily have a random question.
Any question that pops into your head.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go obscure geek on this. It's an Alan Moore superhero, and it's actually a superheroine, and it's Promethea.
Nice. I love Alan Moore. He's my favorite comic writer.
Hey, she's awesome. Though actually, there's another superheroine. Well, not really a superheroine, but it's a comic artist or comic hero rather, called Artesia. Does anybody know that one?
I don't think I know that one.
I'm not
It's
fake.
it's an-
I'm not
it's an
fake
indie-
geek girl enough to know.
Yeah. Well, I
We're
don't
not
think a
real
lot of
geek
people-
girls. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know about it because it was an indie. The artist was named Mark Smiley, the artist/writer, and you would love it because it's like Xena Warrior.
I can see that. She's awesome.
Hold
Oh
on,
no,
I
we
have a
lost
quote.
David.
Oh no.
Ah.
Well, I have a quote from Artesia while we get David back. I dreamed that you would save my husband if he listened for Highland horns. Completely out of context, but that's a quote from Artesia.
I like it.
Pretty awesome. Do we have David back yet?
Hang on, getting there.
He needs to come back so we can say bye.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's that we fell asleep because I made
Hey
the little
David, are you
weird-
still there?
I'm still there. I heard some weird sounds and it looked like I lost you for a second.
Yeah, for some reason we lost you, but we're back.
Oh no. Well, let me back up a little bit and just say, yeah, Artesia by Mark Smiley. I forget who the publisher is. That's totally worth checking out.
I will.
Yeah, we're looking at her right now, and she's pretty fucking badass.
So is she
It's
like
pretty
Xena,
bad.
except they admit she's a lesbian? Or
Yes, yes.
Really?
Really?
She's like a fighter, magic user, paladin, priestess,
I love paladins.
lesbian.
Daniel hates
And
paladins.
there's all
He
this
says they cheat.
political stuff going on.
Fuck Daniel.
It's really cool. It's a really well thought out world, and and it deserves to be a lot more famous than it is.
Well, now it will be because we're so famous.
Well,
We're internet
The secular
famous.
view bump.
I was gonna say something really nice, and then y'all cut me off.
Oh, go ahead, say something nice.
I was gonna say, David, so do you.
Oh. Okay, I barfed a little.
It's because you're drunk.
Oh, alcohol doesn't help.
Well, I think it's about time to head out. We've been a little over 2 hours, actually.
Yeah,
Damn.
this is pretty
This is
long
an
time.
awesome episode, though.
I kind of want to hang out with him a little more, but I guess.
I would love to. I actually have to start an SSA meeting in 7 hours.
Hey, I have to start a pride parade in 7 hours.
Dirty Nerdy and I, and possibly Shara, are going to the Fort Worth Pride Parade.
Very jealous. Well, you're just going to have to stay drunk all night then.
I
Basically.
know, pretty much.
That's the plan. Actually, I have to drive us in the morning, so no, I have to stop drinking now.
Daniel can drive.
Daniel!
Yay, 20-year-olds.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Daniel is only 20, so he doesn't drink that often.
So
He's
pretty much
always
our
the
Desi.
designated driver.
When he
Yep.
turns 21, that's going to be a problem.
Damn it.
Ugh.
For a whole 2 weeks, we're going to have to not make him be our designated
I
driver.
know. It's not fair. Then we'll go back to, you know what, just go back to
No,
having
if
us
he's
get
anything
drunk.
like me, and I think he is, he'll get tired of drinking after like 2 weeks of nonstop drinking,
Ah.
and he'll stop for like 6 months.
And then he'll be our
So
Desi
very
again.
tired of partying.
I'm so tired of partying.
All right,
All
David,
right.
you have fun at your SSA meeting, and we will see
We'll
you at
see you at
Skepticon.
Skepticon.
Yeah, babies.
Yay.
Maybe we'll interview you live.
We love Uncle David.
Yay.
Bye, Uncle David.
Stop calling me that.
Wait, you want to know what I call you? I call you
I'm
DeFitz.
Yay.
Fits.
Good.
That's a good one.
All right. Join us next week when we discuss microaggressions and their effects on marginalized groups. Be sure to like Shethinkers and the Dirty Nerdy on Facebook and follow us on Spreaker and Twitter. Tonight's episode was brought to you by Audible.com. For your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook of your choice, go to www.audibletrial.com/Shethinkers. And now, in the interest of being fair and unbiased, here is today's counter-argument.
The whole issue centers around, of course, Obamacare, the socialized medicine that has been presented by the president. And so that's where we are today. We will try to work and come up with some more suggestions. Meanwhile, the Senate is basically closed down. They're not doing anything. The president spends time campaigning and blaming Republicans. It's interesting, John, when Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Our president played golf over the weekend while the government shut down. Nero blamed the Christians, and Obama blames the Republicans. It's an interesting analogy.
No bridge. There's no divide. It's a law. What? I don't understand this. Bridge divide. Trying time is over. How? Nobody's saying it's a good law. Nobody's saying it's a bad law, but it's a law. Are you familiar with how the world works?
Lift me up, let me go, silvery. Planet smooth while you're lying next to me. Like the
live. Oh, are we live?
Yep. Success.
All right, so for those of you who persisted and are listening for the Easter egg, tonight is a very special Easter egg. It was the boy's birthday.
Yay!
So we're going to sing happy birthday to the boy. Ready?
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday